Welcome back. And since you guys love when I run little experiments on my business and then track the results and report it back, I'm doing another one here. It's going to be a quick, easy, more simple one. And in this, I'm going to be sending out 1,000 flyer postcards for my moving company and then tracking the results. I'm going to document how many were sent out, how many got sent back, the success rate, and the return on the investment with this. Now, we've sent out postcards in the past and the results vary quite a bit. So here in Arizona, where I'm going to be doing the test, I actually have noticed a smaller return on investment here versus some of my out-of-state locations, especially in my location that was in Austin, Texas. The ROI on sending out flyers and postcards was much higher for some reason than here in Arizona. And same with in Utah, it was higher, not quite as high as Texas, but higher than Arizona. So I have a new flyer design that I'm going to test out, and I'm going to figure out the exact return on investment for sending out these flyers. They're pretty easy to do. Part of the problem with the flyers, at least for sure here in Arizona, are so many companies send them out. I've gone on in-home estimates for larger moves in the past, and sitting on the countertop of whoever I'm doing the estimate for, I've seen 8, 10, 12 flyers from different moving companies sitting there, because what companies will do is when a house goes up listed for sale, companies will see that listing, send them a flyer, send them a postcard, and it just builds up. So because of that, it's really hard to stand out and kind of make a dent, really, promote your company versus the whatever 8, 10, 12 others that are sitting there. So I'm going to see, I haven't done them in a while, so I'm going to see if it works any better, because in the past, I made my money back plus some, but I just wasn't getting as much return as I was getting on other things, so I kind of phased it out. But that probably was the case for all other companies, so because of that, I'm assuming that many of the other companies probably scale back their flyers as well, so I might get a better result now because it's been over a year since I've really sent any out. So that's going to be part of it. And another reason why I ended up wanting to send out more flyers is because I had one of my guys who were injured and I wanted to give him hours. In order to give him hours, I had him fill out flyers because I knew I would at least break even on that. He would still make money while he was out for a few weeks, and all will be well. And then secondly, we have a new flyer design that I want to try out. I'm going to go over that design versus the old one. I think it looks more clean. It's very similar, but it looks more clean. And we took out a couple elements. I'll showcase that in just a minute here. So as a combination of those two things, I figured why not make a video about it and then report the results to you guys so you can try them out. And flyers are a thing that I've had a ton of success with in the past with other industries as well. So this is something, if you don't own a moving company, it might actually even work better to send flyers for other companies. For my pool business, I basically built the whole business off of flyers, so I know they can be super successful in various industries, in the home service space especially. Also, if any of you guys like Red Bull, this energy drink brand is called Green Dragon. It's like 80 cents a can. Tastes exactly like Diet Red Bull. So I saw it at the local grocery store, figured I'd try it out. Tastes just like Red Bull. Pick one up if you like it. It's like a fifth of the price. Anyways, let's get into the design of the new flyer, and I'll cut right to that. So here is our old flyer. We kind of went for the clean, all white look, which we did keep that. A lot of the elements are going to be the same. This is a picture of me that's really old. It's like 5 years old. I kind of look like a little dork in it. And then we had some discount codes here with a specific code for the customer to use when they called in, because we were using these in several different places. We wanted to know exactly, was this a mailer? Was this at a storage facility? Whatever. And another reason why I really like these postcards is because I use them for my in-person business connections as well. That way I can buy in bulk and kind of save on that end. I have like 7,000 of these in the office. Plus, because they're postcards, it's only 35 cents per unit to mail compared to like 50 or 55 cents for a regular stamp. So that saves a ton of money, especially if you're sending out like 1,000 of these. And then let's go to the new design. You can tell it's a little bit cleaner. More recent picture of me. We did away with all the discounts. I really don't give discounts anymore for my services. I found that the people who wanted discounts generally weren't the best customers. They weren't going to come back the next time. And giving a $50 discount on a $300, $400, $500 job really eats away at your margins so massively, especially for price shoppers who probably weren't going to use you again in the first place. So our strategy now, after the second or third year in business, was to be the highest quality and close to the highest price business in our industry in this local area. Other than that, most of the elements here stayed the same. As you can see, it's still really clean. We like to have the smiling faces on here. I just think that makes a big difference. Kind of gives it a friendly vibe in not the most friendly industry. But as you can see, it looks overall more clean, less busy. There's kind of still a lot going on, but it's less busy than the past. And I think this one will be more successful, to be honest, even though there is no discount code. I think the perceived value will be higher. But we'll check that out and we'll test it out. So another reason why I like flyers is because I have 3 admin workers over about 15 feet this way from me through this wall. And whenever they're not doing anything, I like having them do something that's productive. That way I don't feel like I'm wasting my money, having them sit there. And flyers are a perfect thing for them to do in between calls or tasks or other various things. So not only will the guy who is injured be filling these out, but they take a while to fill out. I'm going to have my office workers fill them out as well. So it's really not going to cost me anything additional to send these out, having those fine folks over there fill them out, because they're already on the clock, they're already getting paid to do it. And this is the slow season right now, so this is another reason why I wanted to try this out. Just another way to get busy, get hours for the guys, and get some more jobs in the slow season. So I am going to document this on the ROI as if I am having to pay extra to have these flyers filled out. That way you guys can use it to compare for your business whether it's going to be something that's worth it or not, and the job sizes and the relative profit that I expect to gain from these. So let's get right to it. So I got the last 400 of the 1,000 total stamps. I actually had to go to 3 different post offices in order to get 1,000 of these. Apparently it's a super unpopular item, and every time I go up and ask if they have any postcard stamps, they're like, oh, let me check in the back. And I stopped even asking for 1,000. I'll just be like, so how many postcard stamps do you have? And they'd be like, oh, we got like 150. We got 200. And then I'd be like, okay, I'll buy them all. And I had to drive around town, but eventually got the 1,000. So now we're good to go, and we'll start sending these things out. All stamped and ready to go. As you can see, it turned into a thick boy on the stamp side. And for some reason, every postcard stamp I've ever purchased is some kind of aquatic theme. If anyone has any idea why that is, this is the only option ever. Let me know. The results are in, the flyers are sent, the numbers are tabulated. It's been about 6 weeks since we sent all these flyers out, and I'm very pleasantly surprised with how it worked out. So I sent out those initial 1,000, and then I went and looked another search, and there's a whole bunch of updated homes. So I actually ended up sending 1,300 flyers. So I wanted to put that out right up front. We sent out 1,300. So the total cost for this, to send out 1,300 flyers, just the postage, it's 35 cents per flyer. Now, flyers, it's slightly cheaper than regular mailing. That's why I chose to do those. So that was $455 just in postage to send these out. That's the biggest expense. The flyers themselves cost 3 cents a piece. Pretty darn cheap, is because I buy about 5,000 at a time. So total flyer cost was $39. And then for the labor, We figured it was 8 hours of labor at $15 an hour, figuring in taxes and insurance for the workers. That's $120. Total cost came out to $614 to send out these 1,300 flyers. Sounds kind of expensive, but it was well worth it. Trust me. So before we get into the numbers, let me show you how many of these we got sent back. Oh, can't see on the table. Just wait. These were all returned to sender. About 300 of them were returned due to vacancy in the house, slightly off address, who knows what. 300 were sent back. So actually about 1,000 effective were sent, but I still had to pay to send these. So that is part of the return on investment. Now, to the numbers. We booked 6 jobs from these flyers. And we had about 3 other quotes that didn't book, but 6 jobs were booked. The caveat here, that does not sound like much, but I only sent these flyers to large homes over $400,000. So every one of those 6 jobs was very significant. And straight out the gate, the first one was actually awesome. I went and did an estimate. We completed the job. The first job we got alone from these flyers was $4,600. $4,602 to be exact was this first job. So that alone paid for all the flyers plus some. Probably all the flyers I'll send out all year from that one job. So it was a little bit of an outlier. The rest of the jobs averaged about $1,000 a job, which is still awesome. The total revenue from sending out these 1,300 flyers was $8,794.50 from sending out 1,300 flyers. The total cost again was $614. So if we take this $8,794, figure about a 20% profit margin to be safe, that is $1,700, $1,758.90 to be exact in total profit from sending out these flyers, which we figure in the total cost, that's a 286% return on investment for sending out these flyers. I'm honestly shocked. I thought it was going to be good, but there was no way that I thought it would be this impressive of a return. I'm not sure what exactly to chalk it up to. It's a combination of, I think that new flyer is really attractive and people really like that, because the first estimate I did, they said, oh, that was a really cute flyer that you guys sent us, and that's the reason why we call. And I did not ask anything about it, so right out the gate, I was like, okay, this is probably going to work pretty well. As well, I also have to acknowledge my office staff who are great at selling these jobs. Everyone who works here has worked and been booking moves for me for at least 3 years. I think the person who's been here the shortest amount of time is 3 years. So they're absolute pros at booking it, and they're relentless about following up and making sure that we're not leaving anything on the table. All jobs will be booked if it's possible for us to book them. So it's a combination of all those things. It's not that anyone could send out these flyers and get the exact return because we have great reviews, our staff is amazing, and like I said, we're not leaving anything on the table. But I'm honestly super impressed with this and the results, and I'm going to keep continuing sending out these flyers. And actually, I'm going to be able to do it even cheaper because I recently made a program that allows me to grab addresses off sites like Zillow and eliminate all the need for the handwriting on cards, which might be some of the appeal to people seeing a handwritten card. I guess we'll figure that out exactly, but this will literally save 95% of the labor because with one click of a button, boom, all these addresses are on a spreadsheet. I can print them out on labels and go straight from there. So it's going to be even cheaper in the future to do this. Again, this return is just absolutely amazing. I was calculating these, and we'll put the jobs up for proof that we indeed did book these. But yeah, while I was calculating these, I was a little bit dumbfounded at what exactly the return was. I'm super excited about this. Thanks for watching this. If you guys have had success with flyers, let me know. Please remember to subscribe and like this video. Hope you have a profitable day.